Hey Eric, I just wanted to answer your question personally on my Q&A playlist. Your question was if I had any ideas on how to develop an environment that was conducive to diversity and inclusion in a business, in an organization, in a startup. And from what I gather from your comment here is you're actually starting a new company. Congratulations, that's awesome. Myself as well. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is make this attempt at building a company the most diverse, the most inclusive as I possibly can. Definitely more inclusive and more diverse than my previous organizations. Now, your question is, how do I do that, and are there any resources and any thoughts of how to do that well? And the honest answer is I don't. I don't have any really good, super tactical or super strategic, rather, solutions to make an organization diverse and inclusive. But I have one key ingredient that I think is a big deal, that I think is an uncompromisable part of creating a very diverse and inclusive, culturally healthy environment for folks. And that's creating an organization that is open to dialogue, open to talking about this tough topic without fear, without anxiety, without shame or guilt, or without criticism. Because you're never going to be able to get to have a diverse or inclusive organization if you can't actually talk about tough topics or sensitive topics without shame or fear or guilt or anxiety. It's almost it's almost at a fundamental layer. You have to develop an organization where you can have those tough conversations. And so start there. Build an organization by starting with yourself, where you're talking about these things, where you're challenging other people to have a dialogue about it. And that's tough. And very tough, even with your co-founders that you trust and you love and respect, to say, hey, can we have a really awkward and maybe tough conversation about this? And then you talk about it. And that's hard. That's really hard to do. And you have to do consistently. So one, talk about it. And then two, consistently talk about it. Make it a habit of chatting about these types of things, creating the dialogue, creating the channels of communication. And I think that is at the core of a diverse and inclusive and culture and organization is, can you, and you know if you can or you can't, can your organization have tough conversations regularly, consistently? And if you can't, then you actually have a bigger problem. There's a trust issue within your organization. And I'll have a link below in the description of a blog post I wrote about building an organizational system of trust. And so link below, hopefully that'll be a good read, but hopefully that's helpful, is start with the fundamentals. It's not just about diversity and inclusion, it's about trust. It's about creating a healthy organization at the core, and then everything else kind of grows out from there. So thanks, Eric, for asking that question. Hopefully that provides some sort of value to you. Thanks for following on the vlog. That means a lot to me, and hope you have a great day.